My name is Jennie Ergott. I'm 20 years old and I live in Greensboro, North Carolina. Right now I'm reading The Rise of the School for Good and Evil by Salman Shinani. I love the fairy tales. I've always loved fairy tales and their retellings, so this book and this series of books have always been really close to my heart. One of my favorite authors that I follow on social media is Ziran J. Zhao, who wrote Iron Widow. I haven't actually been able to read the book yet, but her YouTube videos and various social media posts always make me laugh and teach me a few new things. The inspiration behind the tent by the road was quite literally a tent by the road. Every time I drove down that road, there was a tent sitting there near a bridge, and I started driving by it more and more because I was so curious about who lived there and why, and eventually, when the tent was no longer there, why they left. One of my future goals in terms of writing has always been to publish a novel. I've been kind of on a break from my novel idea for a while just to give it some time to breathe, but I have been writing short stories, poetry, and nonfiction pieces like this to stretch those creative muscles in the meantime. One of the things I'm concerned about in regards to my future and the hopes and dreams I have is my health. I've actually had COVID several times over the pandemic, 5 by my last count, and I've come down pretty severely with long COVID and the associated condition, chronic fatigue syndrome. There's another name for it, but I can never pronounce it. And it's made doing things a lot harder than they used to be. I mean, lately I've only had about 4 hours of being able to be up and around and doing things a day, just because being a person is so exhausting. And it's made it really terrifying to think about what my future is going to look like, because this is a condition that, as of right now, has no treatments or cures or any sort of support in our society. So I have to work with what I have and take a lot of breaks, and it's a challenge to just function. I base a lot of my own writing around my own experiences, but it can be difficult sometimes to make those words resonate with myself, with others. So being able to explore and experiment and talk to others who have gone through the same things to find the better words, find the better ways to tell these stories, then that's all I really need.